Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed these two sneak previews, one on H.A. Goodman's other channel and one on this channel, of my alter ego. I still don't have a name for him, but he's my cousin, and he doesn't like me or you or anyone who supports President Trump. So let me know, did you enjoy that? Because that channel is going to start hopefully by the end of this week. We'll have 4,000 subs, and I'll have all the... Oh, by the way, I will have a background, like Democratic Party, anti-Trump background. Thank you, Will. Thank you. So that is going to happen. I will have... I will have a background that is not, my usual background in this little studio and my other little studio. But subscribe to Bizarro World Goodman. John, thank you. Yes. Michael Flynn was set up and framed. So subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel and Bizarro World Goodman right now. I will give you the link, because that could be the best channel I have, ladies and gentlemen, because it's just going to be comedy channel. I'm just going to make it a comedy channel. So it's just pure comedy. That's it. So it could be the most amusing channel that I do have. But Michael Flynn is going to be exonerated this week. And that is a very, very good thing, because he was set up, he was framed. All right, hold on one second. We're at 3,250 subs already, people. Let's get it to 4,000 subs. Thank you, Eric H526, Luke St. Martin. Eric H526. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you. G-Man, thank you. D's Bizarre, thank you. So yeah, to my super chat, thank you so very much. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'll read you new revelations in Flynn case. Greg Jarrett, new evidence on Michael Flynn, drop all charges and let him sue his prosecutors. National Review criminalizing politics, the investigation of General Michael Flynn. Fox Business, Michael Flynn should not only be exonerated but pardoned. Fox News, Trump breaks silence on Michael Flynn. What happened to Michael Flynn was a disgrace. This is what President Trump stated. And here we can let's listen to President Trump right now. This is going to be a victory for... It's going to be a victory for the Trump administration when either the court exonerates Flynn or President Trump pardons Flynn. Something's going to happen, because this week, the evidence pertaining to how he was set up, a spider bib, I actually cannot grow. I could, but it wouldn't really look great. I can't really grow a lot of, a full mustache or a full beard. I can, but it wouldn't look good. I don't have that ability to just actually grow a really, really good mustache or beard, but the fake mustache it's kind of funny. They fly off when I'm talking, but let's listen to President Trump right now. I am really excited, by the way, for Bizarro World Goodman. I hope that you enjoyed the two little sneak previews today. And let's go ahead and listen to President Trump.
Mr. President, thank you. As I'd like to switch gears and talk about General Flynn, there are reports circulating now that he may well be fully exonerated this week. If that were the case, is there any reason why you would not bring him back into the administration?
I will only say this. I think that General Flynn is a wonderful man. He had a wonderful career, and it was a disgrace what happened to General Flynn. Let's see what happens now. But what happened to General Flynn should never happen again in our country. What happened to other people should never happen again in our country. What happened to your President of the United States should never again be allowed to happen. OAN.
So let's listen to that again. Did you hear that? Okay, because the audio setup is not the best in this location. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear that all right? Nevada, yes. I agree. Dana's son, hello. Okay. So let's try it again. Let's see if slight echo. Okay. Okay, thank you, Eric H52. Thank you, everybody. So let's just try it again. Okay, veteran who approves. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Quinn. Okay, thank you. So let's go ahead and try it again.
I will only say this. I think that General Flynn is a wonderful man. He had a wonderful career, and it was a disgrace what happened to General Flynn. Let's see what happens now. But what happened to General Flynn should never happen again in our country. What happened to other people should never happen again in our country. What happened to your President of the United States should never again be allowed to happen.
So you hear what's taking place, and thank you. And it's kind of like we had to deal with this as a country. Well, there are people that had to deal with this whose lives were upended. They set up and framed, ladies and gentlemen, they set up and they framed people. They didn't have an actual crime, so they then investigated, and with the investigation, they just accused people of lying and obstructing justice for an investigation where the dates they didn't remember. Let's say, you sent an email and the email wasn't that certain date, so you lied to the FBI and you obstructed justice. It was done all in bad faith. They politicized an investigation that it was the FBI and other intelligence services should only investigate if it's national security. If there's the DNC allegedly getting hacked is not national security. Florida Man Bear. HA, you need to have a talk. HA, you need to have a talk with your cousin. He doesn't seem to know the deal, man. Yeah, Florida Man Bear. Thank you. Yes, Florida Man Bear. Thank you so much. Florida Man Bear, everybody here. He's going to have a good background. I have some Democratic Party flags. I have a Hillary 2020 yard sign. It'll be fantastic. And I agree with you. He needs to talk, but he's not the calmest person in the world. Florida Man Bear. Thank you. Flynn was set up. It was a classic case of entrapment. And the reason that the court case was ongoing for so long and to this day is because it has not been, well, it's already been proven. We already know. But see, every time there's a piece of evidence that says, okay, it was immense anti-Trump bias, media, the political establishment in D.C., both not just left, but also right, conservatives like everybody from Lindsey Graham to Marco Rubio to Ted Cruz, these people are not 100%, well, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, not really. Lindsey Graham, he goes back, he's not really a staunch, he goes back and forth. But you have to ask yourself, Why did the Republicans allow this to take place? Why did Republicans allow this to take place? Why did Paul Ryan allow this to take place? Because they're part of the same system. The establishment Republicans and establishment Democrats all have utmost contempt for President Trump. They don't want Trump in office. They don't want President Trump in office. That's it. That's basically what's going on. Now, establishment Republicans, they both didn't want President Trump in office, but establishment Republicans played along and continue to play along because they realized that if it's just Jeb Bush, if it's just Marco Rubio, if it's just Ted Cruz versus Clinton, they would lose miserably. Mitt Romney loses miserably to Clinton. Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. I will have made the biggest political prediction of all time. And my cousin, Bizarro World Goodman Man, will be very, very happy. But the establishment Republicans thought that they actually had a specific brand, some kind of Quinn Smith. Do the voodoo that you do so well. Thank you, Quinn. Florida Man Bear, thank you. Jeb Bush. Do you remember when Jeb Bush, low energy Jeb? I feel like low energy Jeb now, just long day. Low energy Jeb. You know what? Let's listen to low energy Jeb. Let's listen to before. Low energy Jeb was seen at one point as the person who could take on Hillary Clinton. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that Jeb Bush was seen as the person who could, as a person that could actually defeat Democrats? Let's listen to Trump low energy. Oh my God, this is so great. Hold on one second, okay?
Was a Democrat for most of the last decade.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm trying to find. All right, hold on one second. Okay, so hold on. Hold on one second.
Candidate.
Hold on.
Jeb doesn't really believe I'm unhinged. He said that very simply because he has failed in this campaign. It's been a total disaster.
Why is it so low? Why is the... Oh my God, this is so annoying. Okay, so... I'm trying to find this. Okay.
One of the reasons Mr. Trump is a frontrunner, Republican vote paid for by Will Pitt. For your,
Where I cut taxes, I have a proven record of people are supporting me because I have a proven record of conservative leadership. Where I cut taxes, $19 billion over 8 years. We shrunk the state government workforce. We created a climate that led the nation in job growth 7 out of 8 years. We were one of 2 states to go to AAA bond rating. People know that we need principle-centered leadership, a disruptor to go to Washington, D.C. The one...
Clinton would be more a disruptor than Jeb Bush, because you're talking about a couple that actually does commit crimes. So Bill Clinton was impeached for obstruction of justice and perjury, and Clinton transferred top secret intelligence onto servers. This is one of the many legal statutes both broke. But anyway, here's this is hilarious. This is the Republic, and they haven't, by the way, gotten, like, Jeb Bush is the best they have in terms of establishment people. Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, these are all establishment type people. They don't differ that much from Jeb Bush. But here,
guy that had some special interest that I know of that tried to get me to change my views on something that was generous and gave me money was Donald Trump. He wanted casino gambling in Florida. Yes, you did.
Totally false.
You wanted it, and you didn't get it because I was opposed to casino gambling before, during, and after. And that's not,
he says I would have gotten it. He says I would have gotten it.
I'm not going to be bought by anybody.
I promise, if I wanted it, I would have gotten it.
No way, man.
Believe me.
No.
I know my
Not even
people. I know my people.
I know my people.
Is there anything else you want to say about
No, I
this?
just will tell you that, Jeb made the statement. I'm not only referring to him. A lot of money was raised by a lot of different people that are standing up here, and the donors, the special interests, the lobbyists have very strong power over these people. I'm spending all of my money. I'm not getting any. I turned down so much. I could have right now, from special interests and donors, I could have double and triple what he's got. I've turned it down. I've turned down last week $5 million from somebody. So I will tell you, I understand the game. I've been on the other side all of my life, and they have a lot of control over our politicians. And I don't say that favorably, and I'm not sure if there's another system, but I say this, I am not accepting any money from anybody. Nobody has control of me other than the people of this country. I'm going to do the right thing.
You got, according to your...
So, I mean, it's like you do kind of see the similarity between President Trump, the candidate, and President Trump, between what's taking place right now. He doesn't care. This is why he's going to win again. The great thing about President Trump is that he gives media, Hollywood, liberals, Democrats fits. That's what his competitive advantage is. They don't have a kryptonite for President Trump. Trump is their kryptonite. They don't have an Achilles heel. They literally have to make things up with Michael Flynn and Papadopoulos and Carter Page and Trump. They have to actually make things up because the reality of the crimes they've committed, top secret intelligence on servers, Bill Clinton lying under oath and obstructing justice, these are legal statutes that they've committed, that they've broken. And you have to ask yourself, what is it about President Trump where he continues to just keep winning? It's not. It ain't going to be, and we know this. I will have made the biggest political prediction of all time. It ain't going to be Joe Biden. Joe Biden is going to pick his vice president and then hand the candidacy off to Madam Secretary somehow. Somehow. We don't know how, but somehow. And just this is beautiful. This is hilarious. And it is interesting because the Democratic primary ran solely on money, no value system. When they all ran out of money or were close to running out of money, or when Bloomberg spent $1.2 billion and didn't want to spend any more, they left. President Trump doesn't need to beg for money. He doesn't even need to beg for support. The guy does not pander. Like, Democrats say, oh, you know what, he speaks to all the bigots. Like, no, he actually doesn't really speak to anyone in particular. He speaks to all Americans. That's why you have 15% of Bernie supporters voting for President Trump, according to ABC. But here, and I'm an example. I might be the biggest example, one of the biggest, of somebody who was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, now voting for President Trump. But listen, this is just great. This exchange is just great. Oh, hold on one second.
The talk shows you got Hillary Clinton to go to your wedding because you gave her money. Maybe it works for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't work for anybody on this stage.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody. That was my job, to get along with people.
But the
I didn't want to.
simple fact is,
Excuse me. One second.
no.
I didn't want to.
The simple fact is, Donald, you cannot take.
The reality is I was hanging out with the Donald because, well, let's just say we had a lot of fun together.
More energy tonight. I like that. Look,
I was asked the question.
I didn't want.
Hold on, this was
With
good.
everybody. That was my job, to get along with people.
But the
I didn't
simple
want
fact
to.
is-
Excuse me. One second.
No.
I
The
didn't
simple
want to.
fact is, Donald, you cannot take.
More energy tonight. I like that. Look,
I was asked the question.
I didn't want.
So you have, this is hilarious.
It was my obligation as a businessman to my family, to my company, to my employees, to get along with all politicians. I got along with all of them, and I did a damn good job in doing it. Go ahead.
So he he just it's actually like what he's doing. You could just look at what's taking place. He's dismantled all the ridiculous, absurd Mueller probe nonsense. He's just dismantled the whole thing. Hold on one second. Here we go. And he's dismantling the Mueller probe the way he dismantled Jeb Bush. Check this out. This is hilarious too. This is hilarious also.
Problem is, we need toughness. Honestly, I think Jeb is a very nice person. He's a very nice person, but we need tough people. We need toughness. We need intelligence, and we need tough. Jeb said when they come across the southern border, they come as an active.
Okay, so we will, just for YouTube, not, well, here's a good one. Hold on, here's a good one. And by the way, President Trump, you're talking about President Obama, who deported more human beings than anyone in the history of the United States of America. And then Democrats, of course, have the audacity to say, oh, Trump said mean things. They don't even know the statistics of their own administration when they're in the White House. They like completely clueless. But here, this is interesting. Hold on one second. This is great. And what does this have to do with Michael Flynn? Well, Michael Flynn was set up. Michael Flynn was framed, and thank God he'll be exonerated this week, or next week, or imminently, very soon. But that's the beginning of the end for the whole Mueller catastrophe. If they don't look, they're going to come up with something from now until November. They're going to come up with something. The problem is they're going to run Clinton again. She will not win. She does have a 25% chance, I give Madam Secretary, but 75% is pretty good. President Trump will win. I give him a 75% chance of winning, but he will do exactly what he did to become president. Check it out.
This is a tough business to run for president.
I know you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is
Real tough.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the
Let's see,
presidency.
I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
This
lose your
doesn't
temper
do
there.
a thing
You know,
to solve
it's
the
You started off over here. You're moving over further and further. This is hilarious. These politicians, these intelligence chiefs, you could replace Jeb Bush with John Brennan or Comey or Strzok or McCabe or Clapper or Clinton or any Hollywood celebrity. There are people in this country that feel that they're morally superior or virtuous over you because they oppose something, not because what they stand for, because they oppose something. So they oppose the caricature of what they've made Trump to be. Not actually. Look, this is when Clinton says something like, "Oh, Tulsi is a Russian operative." Well, that's just politics. That's more despicable than anything Trump has ever said towards Jeb Bush or anybody, in my view. In my view. But see, again, they have a vision. They have a vision of what they think is acceptable. And that vision or that paradigm always revolves around whether or not they can win or defeat their opposition. That's it. So if Clinton says something, well, you know what? She's on our side or she runs our side or whatever. If Trump says something, oh my God, the outrage meter is at 11. But let's just continue.
Go ahead. This is a tough business to run for president.
I know, you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is principled. You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
This doesn't do a thing to solve the problem.
It sounds more. You go ahead.
All right, hold on. There's more. This is fantastic. Hold on. This is amusing to me.
Talk about weakness. It's weak to disparage women. It's weak to disparage.
Oh God, just for YouTube policies. Okay. Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, hold on one second.
And find out exactly where ISIS is.
Lord, why do I always pick the one thing? It's just, I swear to God, it's impossible. All right, hold on one second. Don't you love, like, they started off with John Kasich and, you know, all the good Republicans. Now they have Mitt Romney. And you say, well, what does this have to do with Michael Flynn? The only person who could have... Well, President Trump should not have fired Michael Flynn. He should not have done that. He should not have done that. But the only person that could have dismantled all of this, because he's completely dismantling this whole entire rotten thing, is Trump. And it's the guy's personality is just, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. It really is absolutely hilarious. When you look at just the fact that the people are so delusional. Clinton is going to be the honest moral candidate going into 2020 because people have a memory span of like 2 weeks. They're going to market Clinton as the honest candidate. Do you understand? They're going to market Madam Secretary as the honest candidate. Okay? And I'm not being facetious here. But check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. This is hilarious. Hold on one second.
Can't
cannot elect somebody that doesn't know how to do the job.
This is the man that was a managing general partner at Lehman Brothers when it went down the tubes and almost took every one of us with us, including Ben and myself. He was such a nice guy. And he said, oh, I'm never going to attack. But then his poll numbers tanked. That's why he's on the end. And he got nasty.
That's why he's on the end. That's why he's on the end.
So you know what? You can have him.
It was classic Trump.
By the way, this is ABC News. So you notice how they pretend to find Trump like so hold on, let's do Trump versus Rubio. Oh, that's gonna be great. Okay, let's see. Trump calls Cruz basket case. This is CNN, by the way. Or no, Associated Press. And the thing is, the funniest is when he's when somebody's trying to go after Trump, the look that Trump has, he's like, it's so great. He's like he's enjoying it, but also like he just can't wait to just get back at the person. But here,
Donald Trump over me because he said Donald Trump is malleable. He has no fixed set of beliefs, whereas Ted Cruz is not malleable. And every time anyone points at Donald's actual record, what he said on national television, Donald yells liar. Let me tell you something. Falsely accusing someone of lying is itself a lie, and it's something Donald does daily.
Go ahead, Mr. Trump. I watched the lobbyists. I what this man did to Dr. Ben Carson, who I respect, in Iowa, where he says that Ben Carson is out of the race, he has left Iowa, and he's out of the race. And I thought it was disgraceful. And got a lot of votes because of that. A lot of votes took him away from Ben Carson. I watched that. Probably took him away from me too. But I watched it. I also watched where he did a form that looked like it came right out of a government agency. And it said on top, voter violation. And then it graded you, and it scared the hell out of people. And it said the only way you clear up the violation, essentially, is to go and vote for Ted Cruz. I watched that fraudulent document, and I said it's the worst thing I've ever seen in politics. To me, that was even worse than what he did to Ben. Senator Cruz. I know politicians, believe it or not, better than you do, and it's not good.
Oh, I believe it. No, I believe you know politicians much better than I do, because for 40 years you've been funding liberal Democratic politicians. And by the way,
I funded you.
The reason you're welcome to have the check back, because let's be clear.
So he
gave me $5,000. And by the way, let's be clear. Donald claims to care about
he sent me his book with his autograph.
I understand rules are very hard for you. They're very confusing.
I have his book.
Okay, they're very confusing.
Thank you for the book. Thank you for the book. Go ahead.
Donald, you can get back on
There's
your
a lot
legs
of fun
now.
up here tonight, I have to tell you. Thank you for the book. I really
Donald, relax.
Go ahead. I'm relaxed. You're in a basket case. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't get nervous.
My name is
There's nothing about you that makes anyone nervous.
People are actually watching this. You don't know what's happening.
Gentlemen.
Wolf, I'm going to ask that my time not be deducted when he's yelling at
Take
you.
control.
Okay, now.
The latest debate,
Hold on,
gentlemen,
I'm going to
please.
get my answer. He doesn't get to
I
yell at me all the
want
time.
to move on. These are the rules.
Excuse me, he
We're
called me
moving on.
a liar and interrupted the whole time.
You have a chance.
Wolf, do I not get a response? Do I not get a response to that?
Wolf, you should move on. He's telling Wolf Blitzer, he's like, you should move on now. So, none your business. What's up, H? Entertaining stuff tonight. Thank you. Thank you, none of business. Thank you. Yeah, I just gotta liven it up with some old school Trump. None of your business. Thank you. Remember in the beginning, I said, Nunya Binos. None of your business. Thank you so very much, as always. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Bizarro World Goodman. I hope everyone enjoyed Bizarro World Goodman. There's a lot more to come. It might actually surpass my main channel. I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a lot of potential there if I do it up and you know, I'm diligent and just basically read from every liberal publication and be as unhinged and maniacal as they are. Which will be funny because they'll be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with what he's saying or how he's saying it. But let's see. And by the way, you have to also, this is all CNN. All of these clips, ladies and gentlemen, none of your business, thank you so very much. None of your business, thank you. All of these clips are simply like CNN, MSNBC, MSNBC, ABC, NBC. They made so much money. And we're gonna get to the Al Smith dinner in a second. Oh my God Almighty! This is, if you don't love Trump after the Al Smith dinner, oh my God. So this is, and then see the thing is they publicize it and then it's almost like a voyeur, like this. It's like voyeurism, and then they say, oh my God, how could anyone watch? And they're the ones with their eyes glued, with their eyes like flying saucers. But here.
Beating him awfully badly in the polls.
But you're not beating Hillary.
So you're not
beating Hillary.
Well, then if I can't beat her, you're really going to get killed, aren't you? So let me ask you this, because you're really getting beaten badly. I know you're embarrassed, but keep fighting, keep swinging, man. Swing for the fences. Let me just tell you, the Trump University case is a civil case, it's a civil case. It's a case where people want to try and it's a case that is nonsense. It's something I could have settled many times. I could settle it right now for very little money, but I don't want to do it out of principle. The people that took the course.
All right, so this is a pretty amazing. This is on CBS. This is 4 million people have watched this, and you better believe this is the Alfred E. Smith dinner. He's shaking Mario Cuomo's hand. He's got every single powerful, wealthy person in all of New York, which is why the Southern District, every second of every day, has gone after him. He is in the heart of the bastion of liberal politics. And you have to see what he says. And everyone around him is so mortified. This is hilarious in every way. And only Trump, you got to see those. He's like two people. This is like a scene from Game of Thrones, where you're like, oh my God, how is he doing this? How is he doing this? Only Trump could do this. So check this out. This is hilarious. So it's everyone. This is a charity dinner. Everyone, exactly, in the belly of the beast, Michael, exactly. Everyone who's anyone in terms of being a billionaire, or Bloomberg was there. It was probably the audience, or there was like a dais, and everyone there was either a billionaire, either a lifelong Democratic Party machine politician. You had the most influential people in all of New York and in all of the country. In all of New York and in all of the country there. And it's like, this is unbelievable. You have to listen to this. This is the Trump roast Clinton at Al Smith charity dinner. And Clinton was riding high. She's going to be the nominee, and it'll be, they'll go back. I will have made the biggest political prediction of all time. But you have to ask yourself, who has the you-know-what big enough to do this? And Trump does. But here, check it out.
With a little bit of an advantage. I know that so many of you in the Archdiocese already have a place in your heart for a guy who started out as a carpenter working for his father. I was a carpenter working for my father. True. Not for a long period of time, but I was for about 3 weeks. What's great about the Al Smith dinner is that even in the rough and tumble world of a really, really hard-fought campaign. In fact, I don't know if you know Hillary, but last night they said that was the most vicious debate in the history of politics, presidential debate, the most vicious. And I don't know, are we supposed to be proud of that, or are we supposed to be unhappy? But they did say that, and I'm trying to think back to Lincoln. I don't think they can really compete with that. But the candidates have some lighthearted moments together.
All right, so listen. He's just working up. He's just working up to the most the most amazing. You see these people behind him, and their faces just go white. It's hilarious. Maria Bartiromo's behind him too,
which is true.
But she actually enjoys. She pretty much enjoys what he's saying. But she's like kind of shocked. But the other ones, there's like, these counts or whatever they are. They're dressed like, I don't know. It looks. I'm telling you, they look like extras from the Game of Thrones. But it's just unbelievable. Their faces are like oh my God, like they saw a ghost. Like they're so mortified and they don't know what to do. It's like he's roasting an authoritarian and they don't know what to do. But here, check it out.
I have no doubt that Hillary is going to laugh quite a bit tonight, sometimes even at an appropriate moment. And even tonight, with all of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
Yeah, it took me a second, but okay. So it gets a million times better. You have to listen.
And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office." Just kidding, just kidding. And Hillary was very gracious. She said if somehow she gets elected, she wants me to be, without question, either her ambassador to Iraq or to Afghanistan. It's my choice. But one of the things I noticed tonight, and I've known Hillary for a long time, is this is the first time ever, that Hillary is sitting down and speaking to major corporate leaders and not getting paid for it.
All right, so he ramps it up. He ramps it up. He ramps it up. Check it out.
True. You know, last night I called Hillary a nasty woman. But this stuff is all relative. After listening to Hillary rattle on and on and on, I don't think so badly of Rosie O'Donnell anymore. In fact, I'm actually starting to like Rosie a lot. These events give not only the candidates a chance to be with each other in a very social setting, it also allows the candidates the opportunity to meet the other candidates' team. Good team. I know Hillary met my campaign to address an important religious matter, the issue of going to confession, or as Hillary calls it, the 4th of July weekend with FBI Director Comey. Oh! Now, I'm told Hillary went to confession before tonight's event. But the priest was having a hard time when he asked her about her sins, and she said she couldn't remember 39 times. Nah. Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off the Watergate Commission. How corrupt you have to be to get kicked off the Watergate Commission.
So you should see when I pause this, you should see the people behind him. They're petrified. These people are billionaires and they're still petrified. Okay? It would be the equivalent of like roasting Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Like, these people are petrified. Absolutely petrified. And they're like, because they're all beholden to the same machine that Madam Secretary runs. So it's like, it's just hilarious. But he gets it. He gets in some amazing ones right here.
Pretty corrupt.
And she is looking at him with, oh my God, the most, like, she's smiling and she's kind of, but you could tell, oh my God.
And has been in politics since the 70s. What's her pitch? The economy is busted. The government's corrupt. Washington is failing. Vote for me. I've been working on these problems for 30 years. I can fix it, she says. I wasn't really sure if Hillary was going to be here tonight, because I guess you didn't send her invitation by email. Or maybe you did, and she just found out about it through the wonder of WikiLeaks. We've learned so much from WikiLeaks. For example, Hillary believes that it's vital to deceive the people by having one public policy and a totally different policy in private. That's okay. I don't know who they're angry at, Hillary, you're right. For example, here she is tonight in public pretending not to hate Catholics.
Oh my God. So he gets, so it gets even worse than this. Or just, that might be the worst part, but here.
Now, if some of you haven't noticed, Hillary isn't laughing as much as the rest of us. That's because she knows the jokes. And all of the jokes.
By the way, you have Bloomberg, Cuomo, you have everyone in New York, every powerful businessman, everything, and he's just pooping on all of them. Only Trump could do that. Only Trump could do that. It's unbelievable.
Were given to her in advance of the dinner by Donna Brazile, which is Everyone knows, of course, Hillary's belief that it takes a village, which only makes sense, after all, in places like Haiti, where she's taken a number of them. Thank you. I don't know, and I don't want this evening without saying something nice about my opponent. Hillary's been in Washington a long time. She knows a lot about how government works. And according to her sworn testimony, Hillary has forgotten more things than most of us will ever know. That I can tell you.
They're all booing Trump. But you have to, I mean, I'm not doing this justice. You have to watch. It's on CBS News. Trump roasts Clinton at Al Smith charity dinner. It's on CBS News.
We're having some fun here tonight, and that's good. On a personal note, what an amazing honor it is to be with all of you. And I want to congratulate Hillary on getting the nomination. And
so you kind of, I'm not doing it justice. You kind of have to, you kind of have to watch it. It's on CBS. It's on YouTube. There's 4 million people who've seen it. But you have to also see there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. This is not... You can watch that and you can see that there's no way they're going with Biden. There's no way that Trump isn't focusing every single moment on dismantling the Mueller probe, which the first major thing he needs to do is exonerate or pardon Michael Flynn, and then completely exonerate and clear or reimburse Carter Page, or find some way. I mean, these people, the United States government went after them, and they spent their entire savings defending themselves based on political retribution. Political retribution. That's it. It was only about political retribution. Cody Snyder, yes. You know what? I'll do that another time. But the Strzok hearings were fantastic. Gomer, he got Gomerized. But ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, subscribe to Bizarro World Goodman. The link is, let's see, we're almost at 4,000. Well, we're approaching 3,500 subs. I am going to wait until there's 4,000 subs, because by that time I will have received everything in the next couple of days or so. I will have a background. It won't be this background. It won't be the other background. So it'll be legit. It'll be legit, and you know what? I mean, if that's, does that character sound like people you know? Let me really quickly before we end this. Does that character sound like people that you know? My cousin, Bizarro World Goodman. Does that character sound like people you know? Because it does. It does with me. So we're almost at 3,300 right now. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thanks everybody. To my super chat, thank you. God bless. And I will see you. I'll see you, what? I guess maybe in a couple of hours, or at least early this morning or tomorrow. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very much. Well, let's see. If you're in the East Coast, it's already 26. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. To my super chat, thank you. Please, please, please tell your friends about Bizarro World Goodman right now. Thanks.